Ever since I was a kid, I loved trash. I mean, if you think about it, trash is the perfect building blocks for playing and being creative because trash is for free and you can find it everywhere and you can always find just as much as you need. Cardboard boxes, books, bottles, broken bicycles or pallets, colorful plastic bags. I would shove them all in a shopping cart and then I would shove it back to my parents' backyard where I would give it new life in my ever-expanding treetop house, where I sometimes would sit and dream about one day becoming an artist. This is me when I was 5 years old, playing in my parents' trash can. And back then, my father, he had a bicycle shop. And in the weekend, he would bring me along to the recycle station to get rid of his trash. And to me, the recycle station was like a gigantic toy store, filled with everything my young heart could desire, like a boombox that was broken just because somebody had bent the antenna and they had discarded it, or a window with all the glass intact that fit perfectly from the skylight from my treetop house, or a gutter pipe that could be a slide for one of my action figures. But at the recycle station, there was one big problem. It was illegal to dumpster dive. And so me and my father, through the years, had developed a sneaky method where we would park his green company van just in front of the station manager's office, outside the window, so it would block the entire view of the recycle station, and me and my father, behind the truck, could steal all the trash without nobody seeing us. Or as I like to think back then, set the trash free before the dump truck would come and take it, and it would be gone forever. My name is Thomas Dambo, and I build giant sculptures of recycled materials while I dream about saving the world from drowning in trash. Pretty much my whole life has been centered around trash, recycling, and upcycling. I've been a rapper. I've rapped and had music videos about dumpster diving. I've had TV shows about dumpster diving. I've had upcycling workshops with Christmas ornaments. I've built countless installations and sculptures, all with the same focus, to limit our world's trash by showing us all how beautiful and valuable our trash is. But the last 9 years, I've been working on one super big project where I'm building big recycled troll sculptures of scrap wood and hiding them in the forest around the world for us all to go and find. And I will now introduce you to a couple of them. This here is Lille Tilde. Lille Tilde, she is in a forest in Copenhagen, where I also come from. I come from Denmark. And she's hiding behind a tree because she's a little bit afraid of us humans. Because most of the time when we come to visit her forest, we come with a big chainsaw to cut down the very same forest. This one is called Hanna Halerød. Hanna has a 350 feet long tail that is made from pallets that around 70 volunteers have created, and it runs from the nearest by parking lot and then through the forest, over a little hill and around a tree, and up to where you can then follow it and find where she's standing. This one is called Sigurd. Sigurd is trying to tame a big red car while it's rolling down a hill. And most of my trolls, also like Sigurd, doesn't really like cars because they find them really noisy and really smelly. This one is Røskva. It is in Maine, here in the United States. This one is called Jytte. It is holding a big tree, like a little tree hugger troll, in Mandurah in Australia. This one is called Lost Finn. I just finished it 2 weeks ago in Vermont. And this one is called the Moon Mother. It is my number 100 troll. I have now finished my 118 trolls that can be found in 17 countries all around the world. Thank you so much. Thousands of volunteers have helped me take apart pallets and recycle hundreds of tons of scrap wood that now over 10 million people have gone to visit, while all returning home with the valuable lesson that something made of something old can be just as good as something made of something new. When I'm not on the road, I have my studio and my workshop at a big old farm in Denmark, where I now employ 23 people full-time. And all of our salaries, and including the farm, is generated by rethinking the value of other people's trash. We dumpster dive, we clean, collect, organize, and build everything from other people's trash. Like my workshop here, that is covered in colorful shingles cut from old aluminum billboards. And before I got here today, I had my old working jeans sewn into this beautiful hat. It takes approximately 5 tons of scrap wood to build one of my trolls. And in the United States, 12 million tons of scrap wood is driven to the landfill every year. That is actually enough to build 2.5 million trolls of scrap wood in the United States alone per year. It's probably a lot more trolls than we need, but my point is that we could use our waste for so many better things than to grow our landfills bigger and bigger. We could build houses, we could build furniture, toys, homes, probably skyscrapers. I think the possibilities are unlimited. I believe that anything can be made out of anything, and that there should be no such thing as trash. Yet the world is running out of resources while the world is drowning in trash. But there is a saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And if we would all learn to understand the full meaning of this sentence, that one man's trash is another man's treasure, that trash equals treasure, that trash equals wealth and opportunity, then we would also understand that our world is actually not drowning in trash. It is filled with wealth and opportunity to build a better world. And I believe the reason why we don't understand this, it is because we've all grown up in a society that has told us that trash is dirty, it is disgusting, and it is dangerous. We've been taught that trash is worthless, and we live in a world where we put those who work with trash at the bottom of our society and at the bottom of our payrolls. But if we want to save the world from drowning in trash, we have to change that mindset, and we have to learn to love our trash for the valuable resource it is. And this is me, 43 years old, at one of the very same recycle stations that I used to go to with my father as a child. And now, I'm no longer an outlaw. Now I have my own container where people will give me the stuff they don't want anymore, like pallets and old floors and a boombox that's still working, so that I can bring it back to my farm where me and my crew and my father, when he comes to visit, can use it to create new things. I believe we could easily set up millions of small local partnerships such as this if we would bring our trash out in the light where people could see it and see the opportunity in it. I found my dream of becoming an artist in a trash can. Trash is a treasure. Trash can make you a millionaire, but treated without caution, trash is treacherous and can drown the world. And so I will end my talk today with a simple call to action. Look at what is being thrown out at your home, next time you're cleaning out your garage, at the job where you work, or at the factory that you own. And take responsibility for your trash. Take a photo of your trash. Share that photo with your friends, your family, and your world, so you can try and find that someone for whom the content of your trash can is a treasure. Because if you don't do so, then you might just be throwing out someone's dream next time the dump truck comes to empty your trash can. Thank you.